Hi, everybody. Welcome to WyomingLive.tv. I'm Paul Montoya. Thank you for joining me today. It's always great getting together on these Wednesday noontime and talking about things going on around Wyoming and around our state. And if you didn't know, if you're tuned in via Facebook, you can actually make your comments. You should see comments on the side of your screen. Feel free to chime in with any comments, questions, anything you'd like to discuss. We're going to be with you for a while. And by we, I mean myself and Lynn.
Hi,
Lynn.
good afternoon.
How are you doing?
And Sage the Greyhound.
Sage the Greyhound is here.
Sleeping.
Is she sleeping? As long as she doesn't snore.
She's been snoring.
We've had her snore before. It's very strange to hear a dog snore that way, I think. But
she's pretty out. She's pretty worn out.
She had a busy morning. As you probably know, we do this show just outside of Laramie up near Vitavou.
Up at 8,300 feet.
8,300 feet, and we got a fair amount of snow last night. Or not last night, night before last.
Oh,
and it was a heavy, heavy wet snow. Laramie itself is still recovering. They had a lot of branches taken off trees, and I was driving through Laramie yesterday, and the city and a number of people, there were just trucks and trailer loads of tree limbs that I imagine were going to the landfill for the compost area there, I would assume.
Yeah, they're going to be keeping special hours on Sunday for people to drop off tree
is that
limbs
right?
at the landfill.
Yeah, I don't think Cheyenne got hit as much with the snow, if they did at all. I saw most of it seemed to be Laramie. Of course, they closed I-80 for a while between Laramie and Cheyenne, and that always seems to happen no matter what kind of weather there is. So hopefully everybody's recovering from that. Rest of the state saw a little bit of it. I was in Rock Springs earlier in the week, and whereas they got a lot of rain Sunday night into Monday in the Rock Springs area, up at the higher elevations, there's a mountain to the south of Rock Springs called Aspen Mountain, and there was snow up there, and it was pretty good, a lot of ice and so forth.
I think anybody above 7,000 feet got snow.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it was really pretty amazing.
That's what I read on Dawn Day Weather.
Yeah. Don does a good job at warning us, I will say.
He did warn us.
Don was on an earlier show, and you can look in our archives if you go to YouTube and go to the WyomingLive.tv channel. There you can see the archive and see a little bit about Don Day's background, too. Don Day, known very well for weather around the state. Today, though, we get to continue our series we've started many weeks ago, talking to different people in leadership around the state, mayors.
Mostly mayors.
And today we do have someone else who is a mayor, and she and her family, we find, have been involved in the leadership of the town of Gillette for a long, long time. Welcome, Mayor Louise Carter King. We're glad you could be with us today.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Nice to be with you.
Yeah, we've talked to a lot of mayors from larger cities in Cheyenne, as large of a city as you can have in Cheyenne, and talked to mayors even in some of the tinier towns around the state too. Yeah. And it's always interesting because I think you naturally, I think as a mayor, you kind of have to be a little bit of a cheerleader for the area you're at, and you're very proud of the area that you're at. But you've seen probably more change in a city, I would tend to think, than any other mayor that we've probably had on.
Yeah.
Because not only have you been involved in city council and as mayor for a number of years, it's also a case that your father was actually involved in leadership as mayor of Gillette, too.
Yes, that is correct. He was mayor back in the 80s, actually, and we moved here in 1975. And I'll be the first to admit it was pretty rough. It was just starting with the coal mines, so we had a lot of people come in here for jobs. There weren't places to live. We didn't have very good infrastructure prepared for the boom that we had. There are some really good stories that happened in those days that are, with the interaction with everyone. So it was a tough town, and I was a senior in high school, and I was not pleased to move here. I might, I just wasn't. It was a tough place. But over the years, I guess I'd agree with you. This Gillette has transformed into I think and believe, the best place to live in the state. The people who came here during that time to work for a couple years, make money, and then move on. Those same people now have grandkids here.
Yeah.
So it was really a spirit of people working together. Mayor Enzi, Senator Enzi
Right.
was the mayor before my dad.
That's right.
And one of his slogans was, and other people at that time, was, if you're from somewhere else, get over it. And it
Well,
just,
and that's true. I know even when Lynn and I moved here 25 years ago, I mean, I think we had a certain attitude coming in that we knew more than people in Wyoming. And then you really get in here and you learn that you don't know as much as maybe you thought you did.
That's correct. It really takes hold. We are, I think, special and unique here in Wyoming. And, a lot of people say, don't let it out because we don't want all the people here. But actually, I think we do. I think it would, it is great for other people to come and bring their families and see what a great place Gillette and Wyoming is to live. And so it does inspire. It's kind of like a family that, and I'm from a family of 9 kids, and you fight with each other, but if someone else comes in and joins in, you go, no. Now it's us against you. So,
Right.
it's really a spirit of community that has developed here, and people have really gotten together and got a lot of projects done that otherwise probably would not have got done.
Well, in Gillette, I think a lot of Wyoming's, we kind of call ourselves a boom and bust type state that way. And sometimes Gillette feels it probably more than anybody, especially with the downturn in coal in the last few years. But it's been interesting because Gillette's, at least to my appearance when I visit Gillette, seems to be one of the more modern cities. There's a lot of modern infrastructure, a lot of hotels, a lot of great restaurants, beautiful, the Camplex there in Gillette. So a lot more modern type feel to the city. Do you think the way things are going right now with the economy and coal and all, how are you thinking you're going to maintain that infrastructure and continue to grow as a city?
Well, the same questions were asked 4 years ago in 2016 when we had all the layoffs, and that was heartbreaking because people, a lot of people did get up and move, even though we kind of go by how many are enrolled in school. And I think overall we only lost about 100 kids, which with the amount of layoffs was remarkable that that's all we lost. And what was sad about that time, when people did have to move to get other jobs, they didn't want to move. Back in the 70s and 80s, they lost their job or whatever happened, they just went off to another place. This is people's homes and where they want to be. So it is heartbreaking when people have to move because of the employment. But we came back from 2016, and it's true. It is boom and bust, but we feel as a city organization, we have learned from that, where we have enough revenue or reserves to make it through another downtime. And we still are going forward with some projects, because when we do that, we are really helping ourselves. We
Right.
put money on the street for contractors to build something that the people can enjoy and use, and then that money turns over and hopefully goes back into our sales tax, because we did have a tough month. April was a tough month. We lost $1 million in sales tax. Yeah. And $1 million in 1 month is tough.
Wow. Now, do you think that was due more to COVID-19, or do you think the coal downturn, or both?
I think it was a combination.
Was it?
Oil, coal, and the COVID, and then then we hear that there's the killer bees on their way. So, locust plague, whatever.
Yellowstone may erupt any day. So,
exactly.
It's
I don't even say anymore what more could happen. That You just do not say that.
Right, right. Well, there's so talking a little bit here about the COVID, how has that really affected Gillette? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, as you all know, what's going on around the nation kind of is happening here, and I'm sure it is in other cities where there's the population that says there's nothing to it, open everything up, and of course there's the health and safety side that says let's keep it that way. Let's make sure we don't overwhelm our hospital and medical staff. But I'd say we have opened up. Not 100%, of course, because we are still trying to follow, and our businesses are trying to follow the governor's orders. But it hurt, but I think most businesses are open, and compared to other places, I think we are really open. Not many places require masks, and some of the staff usually are the only ones with masks. Otherwise, you'll see 3 or 4, but not that many. Well, and we'll see. We've had more cases here, I believe 4 in the last 4 days. So it's not like it doesn't affect us at all. Yeah. It is
not gone away, that's for sure.
That's right.
Well, I know Gillette is more than just cold there. I know you yourself or your family's a business. You have a business of an office supply company. I know former Mayor / Senator Enzi was involved in taxes and accounting.
And he had a shoe store.
Oh, shoe store. I didn't even know that. Yeah.
Enzi Shoes.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. Maybe we knew that. Maybe
I knew that.
You knew that. You know more than I do. So are those businesses going through the COVID thing right now? They seem to be pretty stable. Have you had any businesses announce that they're going to need to close because of COVID-19?
As far as I know, we have not had anybody. I know they've struggled, but I think they did a pretty good job of the online, urging people that they would bring stuff out to the curb for them. And I think it went pretty well. I asked one restaurant, a pretty good a restaurant that's busy all the time, it seems. And I believe he said he was down to 30%. And so that's hurt. That does hurt, but now they're back up to, I think they're still at, the governor's orders is just 50%, I believe, capacity. Yeah. But as far as that goes, he is up to that, he is, that restaurant's busy. And anywhere I have been, it seems like everyone's doing pretty well. A lot of times businesses won't close till a few weeks or months after, they finally throw in the towel. But right now, I think everybody is hanging in.
Well, that's great. Well, that's great to hear. We heard that you all were treated to a big firework display, a month or 2 ago? Did you have a firework display out there? I hope I'm thinking of the right location.
The PGI?
Yeah. I think that was it.
Well, that was last August. And it is incredible. It is, I think, the 4th time they've been here, and they love to come here because of our sky. They just said that they have a hard time finding a dark enough, place where they can bring in all their people that they need to. And next time it comes, I think it's 24, 25, possibly they're supposed to come back, and they even said they would like to do it every year here. But I don't know about that. But
this is a group that is
the pyrotechnic.
They're showing modern, newer pyrotechnic. This is like a vendor show.
Yeah, we have Macy's, Disney World come here, and they pick out what fireworks they want.
Isn't that amazing?
And it is incredible. And it is just, you get the 4th of July every night, and actually it's even more than the 4th of July. I'll tell you about my favorite firework just because I'll never forget it. And usually when you see fireworks, you go, oh, yeah, that's okay. But these are amazing. And this firework blew up in the sky, and the little tentacles that came down were hands clapping, and they made the noise. So it just sounded like an applause as this came down.
Wow.
It was the coolest one I've ever seen. I've never seen it again.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
That's great. Really, well, be sure and let us know. We'll get everybody to come to Gillette for that. That should be fun.
Yes, it's an amazing. The governor always comes up, so it is a great event. People come from all over for it.
Sounds like an amazing event. Now, you have other family. You have a couple grandkids. Are they there in the Gillette area also?
They are. They are going to school now. I haven't heard any of them say they have had same teachers as me. I would really be old. But yes, they're here. And my daughter's here. She's a counselor at one of the schools. My son goes to University of Utah and plays hockey, but he wants to come back to Wyoming. And that's one of the struggles of Wyoming is we need jobs where our kids will come back, because I do think they want to live in Wyoming, especially when they do go and see what it's like. They want to come back. So I sure hope together all of us can do something so that our kids can come back here.
Absolutely, yeah. What's his course of study? What's he thinking
engineering.
About? Oh, in engineering. Good.
Yes, and the state engineer's office have already looked at him, so I'm excited. He may not come back to Gillette, but he'll come back to Wyoming.
Well, that's great. Do either your son or daughter have any political aspirations?
Oh, I hope not.
Got to carry the tradition, it sounds like.
I don't know. They both say they don't, but so did I.
Sure.
So, we'll see what happens. But they see both sides of it. They see it's not a particular. Your mom isn't the most popular person in town, that's for sure. So,
Do you
I think it's tougher on the family than it is the actual person.
Absolutely.
Has the job.
Yeah.
Mayor, do you have any aspirations for furthering your political career in Wyoming?
Oh, boy. At this point, no, even though I will say I have been approached. So I have 2 more years on my term now as mayor, and I guess I will decide then if I'm ready to do anything more. My main reason for being on council and mayor is to make Gillette better. So that is kind of far, but I do realize that Wyoming also needs, we need good people in Wyoming. I'm not saying I'm that person. I'm just saying we need good people to run for offices.
We do, and we need to keep it kind of balanced. We need our share of women in office as well. So
that's true. It is tough for a woman because the woman usually has to take care of the kids and do all that. And I've got to thank my husband for taking care of the family while I have been able to do this. So it is tough, and that's probably why we don't see more women.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I do think if you're a woman in government, you better be twice as good.
Yeah.
Just like any business, I guess.
And twice as tough.
That's right. You've got to develop a very thick skin.
Right, yeah.
Now, is that a photo of your father over your shoulder?
Yes, it is. This is when he was mayor back from, I think, 81 to 90. Anyway, whatever the term was. He served 2 4-year terms.
Oh, nice.
So, and he was on council before that and served with Senator Enzi. So I say that group of people really did the tough work. For them to pass bonds and pass special elections to get things done, it was really tough back then. So we stand on their shoulders of what they've done to help our community.
Well, I know next time I'm in Gillette, I'll have to look for some old photos, because it's hard to imagine Gillette as a city in the 50s and 60s, because, like I said, it looks
70s,
fairly modern right now. I haven't seen too many parts of town that look old, so it's kind of interesting.
My favorite stories are when people say, I haven't been here in 20 years. I can't believe it. This is like, they just are astounded at all the changes that have come with our college, with the Camplex, with the new sports facility. And my next favorite is when people move away and then they move back and say, boy, did we make a mistake to move away.
And, I think we're hearing that from a lot of people around Wyoming. I don't think that's just Gillette. I hear that from people in Rock Springs and Casper and Sheridan, that, people move away and come back and say, this is really an amazing place to live. And
we didn't know how good we had it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're right.
We take it for granted that way, I think. Well, we know you've got a busy schedule, and we just wanted to chat a little bit about how things are going there. Oh, one thing I didn't get to really talk to you about, you were one of the early cities, I think Laramie and Gillette were a couple of the first cities to actually have any of the Black Lives Matter protests. How did that all go down there? I didn't really hear.
It went pretty well. It was well attended, and of course there were some kind of battling sides, and I don't know if battling is the word, but Black Lives Matter and then the All Lives Matter. I guess that's how you kind of separate them. But our police did a wonderful job. We didn't have any major problems. Now, we did have a hailstorm in the middle that might have calmed.
That might have been good.
That's right. But I would say that there were total maybe 500 protesters on, collectively. And so I was encouraged. I really like when young people stand up for anything. I mean,
Yeah.
To do that, you are really making a stand. And I really like seeing that, because maybe out of that, we will get our next mayors and councilmen and senators. And I just was happy to see people taking this stand.
Well, and it is a human rights issue too, and I think anytime Wyomingites stand up for anybody's rights, that's important. I mean, we are the equality state, and if we're really going to call ourselves that, we've really got to be that. We really do.
Actions speak more than words. The city was one of the first. City of Gillette was one of the first to pass a resolution of equality or a non-discrimination act 4 or 5 years ago. And I feel if you're going to pass it, it's not just a gesture. You stand behind it, and I feel we do.
Absolutely.
We do not tolerate any kind of discrimination, racism, anything. So I want people to feel welcome here.
Well, good. Well, invite people up to Gillette. You got a minute here? Go ahead and get people coming up.
Oh, please, everyone, come see it. Just like you said on the fireworks display, it will be worth your time. It is just absolutely wonderful. Plus, you can tour the town. Our rec center is second to none. We've had people come here from California and stuff and said, we have never seen a place like this anywhere in California, and here it is in Gillette, Wyoming. We have so many places to visit, and Devil's Tower is like 45 minutes away. The Camplex, where they have that PGI, that is a wonderful place. The Heritage Center, we've had many plays. Jay Leno came there. It is just a state-of-the-art facility, and that has been here since the early 80s, I believe, and it has just recently been remodeled, and it is beautiful. So we were hoping to have even more events. In fact, the Republican Party was going to have their state convention there, and I believe it was canceled. So that's too bad because of COVID. COVID has gotten in the way of many things, but please come up. We would love to see you, and you will be surprised at our Avenue of Art. Did you all notice that? We have sculptures all over our city that are just beautiful.
They really are.
Neat.
Come at Christmas, we decorate everywhere.
Well, it's great to see that a lot of cities around Wyoming are really beginning to really show the art side of Wyoming. I know Sheridan's done quite a job too on their main street with a lot of art projects and so forth. So it really is neat to see. Well, we appreciate you taking some time with us today, and we hope we get to visit again. I mean, you've really brought a lot of folks a little closer to what Gillette's about. Yeah. And, we're a big state, but we're really a small town with very long streets. So I hope everybody will make it your direction, Mayor.
Oh, I hope so, too. And it was so nice to meet both of you. And thank you for this opportunity. And you come back and call me when you get here, and we'll go to one of our favorite restaurants.
That'd be great. That sounds wonderful.
Well, great. Well, thank you again, Mayor, for talking with us. And just, it kind of makes me want to get in the car and drive to Gillette right now.
It's going to be a long drive for us.
It's a little bit of a long drive, but that's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, that's it. Take care.
Okay,
thank you.
Bye-bye. That's Mayor Louise Carter King, the mayor of Gillette, and she's been
dynamic.
Oh, she's been involved for a long time, since '91, I guess, and then her father before that.
No, she was mayor since 20.
She was city council before, wasn't she?
Before that, always on council, and so then mayor in 2015.
It's great to see people involved that way, especially on a family issue.
You know why? It's one of those things where I just God bless her, because it's not a job I want.
Yeah, it's a tough job.
I will support people, but I don't have that thick skin.
Oh, I can't imagine. Being a mayor or city council person, You go through a lot.
Yeah.
We know that. We've seen that. Well, we're going to catch everybody up on COVID-19 around the state, give you the numbers, and let you know what's going on. First, this is kind of an interesting video from That's Wyoming, the tourism group for Wyoming.
That's why?
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. And this is on King Ropes. And if you haven't been to King Ropes, we got to tour there through their factory, their store, a couple
2
years
years
ago?
ago?
Yeah, I think a couple of years ago. And it really is quite amazing. So there's a little video that Wyoming Department of Tourism did.
We probably have anywhere from about 20,000 ropes on display at any given time. You're talking from the late 60s we've been making ropes, so that's a lot of rope. I bet you we could go around the equator almost.
Dad was initially a saddle maker, and during the 60s, roping was kind of becoming a popular thing to do, so that's when he got into the rope business also.
We'll twist them down in the basement, wax them down there, bring them out here, stretch them. It's not a very complicated process, but it's kind of an artistic process. Something we've always strived to do is make good equipment for the working cowboy.
The big thing in Sheridan is putting on a rodeo, which is huge.
You can't cut corners, because if you do, you get called out on a horse, you know, your equipment fails or a rope breaks.
It makes you proud that you have a product you put out that somebody else uses. That's what we do. That's why we do it. That's what our business is all about. I've got a son. He's taken up the challenge and is doing a wonderful job.
I'm the third generation in this business. It's a great way to grow up. There's stability, there's a lot of history, there's a lot of pride to be taken. I don't want to see the art of tooling leather, rope making, things like that. I don't want to see any of that die. I suppose I could have gone a few different routes in life, but I know I needed to come back here to help carry things on. I'm glad I made the choice.
Well, of course, you have the mountains and then the rolling hills. When everything's green, it's a lush sight. Being in Wyoming, it gives you a feel of freedom, and if you have to go see some symphony or something, you can go there and then come back and be yourself again. Why am I here? To complete a dream of my dad and my two younger brothers, to keep a quality business going in a town that we love and a state that we love. That's why.
King Ropes. Kind of a neat place. I didn't know they did that much on their own.
It's a lot of rope.
It's a lot of rope. Yeah, it's a lot of rope.
Yeah.
But
It's a great store. I mean, Sheridan's
old family
got,
tradition, too.
Yeah, Sheridan's got some really just neat places that you can just pop into and just really experience the West.
Yeah.
The cowboy culture.
Yeah. We'll have to take a trip to Sheridan. That'd be good to do.
We should go again.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of years.
You're listening to, or you're watching WyomingLive.tv. We should let everybody know. Thanks for all your comments. Good to see comments from folks. Hi to Mary.
Yeah, and do you have a COVID count?
We do. We did need to let everybody
have
know
our
what's going on with
count.
COVID. Let me go over here, and let's bring that up. Those are your COVID numbers for today.
760
confirmed cases. 600 recovered, though.
Good.
And probable cases is 210. Again, probable are people that have come in contact with known cases of COVID-19. 17 deaths. And you can see the counties down there. Of course, Fremont County is still very much of a hot spot. Laramie County is pretty hot right now, too.
And we just heard from the mayor of Gillette. They've had 4 new cases in their county.
That's in Campbell County.
Yeah, so still need to social distance and take care of each other and do all those things. Do we have a press conference today? Does the governor?
I believe the governor is going to do the press conference today. He did on Thursday of last week, but I think it's scheduled for 3 today. I'll double check on that. University of Wyoming has come out with what they're proposing for guidelines that are going to go before the Board of Trustees for staff, students,
really?
and faculty for this fall.
Ooh.
It's going to be kind of interesting. I know for at least staff and I believe faculty, they're talking about, I guess, doing a 14-day quarantine before everybody comes back, which kind of seems funny because I know a lot of staff members are somewhat back, at least on a part-time basis.
But just do a total.
And they're talking about doing, when you come
14.
back, temperature checks daily. And I guess face masks, at least if you can't socially distance within 6 feet, which is going to be hard for me.
the
I really don't like
classes-
face masks.
So are they going to announce, are they going to do classes that way? to
Classes
where
are going to
they're-
start early, and they'll be starting in late August and then be letting out until in Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And won't
But
be
will
back.
they take a chair out or 2 chairs out? And
They're gonna
change up
they're gonna
class
try to
size?
socially distance, and granted, these are all just proposals. I guess it goes before the Board of Trustees, I think, in this next week. So that'll be interesting. This may be a guideline somewhat for public schools, for high schools, and middle schools and elementary schools. I don't know. We'll have to see how that all comes about, and that may be taken care of school district to school district. I don't know. We'll have to see how that all works.
Well, and I'm sure there's going to be different schools that take, those are going to be different challenges for across the universities across the country too.
Right.
So,
A lot
I don't
more
know.
distance learning, a lot
Yeah.
more online learning. Could
I know,
be.
but I've talked to some people that they just really like that classroom university experience,
I know.
not
That's part
not
of it.
so much the video part of it. I mean, even though that's okay, and there's some things, from what some of the students have told me, is there's some things you can do, but if you're in a music or a theater course, a biology course, sciences, some of those courses, they just don't translate well. So I hope that we can
Maybe it'll be a
still
mix.
be safe, but get
Right.
kind of find wherever that happy balance is.
I talked to a guy that just graduated as a senior from UW, and he kind of put it in an interesting perspective. He said, like a lot of the lectures he goes to, and I don't think it's any secret, a lot of times you'll ask your buddy to take notes for you and you don't attend the lecture if you're a person that doesn't interact a lot. He said, with the online lectures, number one, you can watch them whenever you like, so you don't have to be there at a specific time. And it's a little easier to pay attention and take notes and so forth when you've got it online. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So there you go. Some people like it and others,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just hope we can be creative in finding ways to kind of figure out what this new normal is for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I have been amazed at the creativity that has come from businesses and musicians and artists and museums and nonprofits that have just come out and have said, okay, let's try this. And it's very creative, good thinking going on out
and maybe
there.
that'll
Using
be
our brains and our imagination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll be the new normal. Maybe the new normal is not going to be radically different. Maybe it's just going to be little tweaks here and there where people say, well, we experienced during this that we could do it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a lot of things that don't translate very well. And music is one of those. And maybe we'll talk a little bit more about the music.
You're missing the music concerts, aren't you?
It's going to be a tough year.
On my Facebook, one of the memory, on Facebook, you have those memories that will pop up. Like if you post on Facebook all the time. So like a memory from 2 years ago, they say, we care about your memories, because we know you care about them. And one was for my birthday. We had gone to a concert, and there was kind of that moment of sadness that we couldn't do that again.
It was a Michael Franti concert at Red Rocks, wasn't it?
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was. But even just the idea that there was just kind of a little letdown feeling.
I know.
So I gotta find. I've got to go and watch some videos online. And
Yeah, and we're going to
get
do
my
we're going to do
concert
that
fixed
exactly.
that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll do that here. Okay.
Okay.
Bless up, world.
Have you heard about social distancing?
You gotta stay at home if you can.
This is very serious. We have to stay home.
Not just to protect yourself, but to protect others.
You don't want to spread the coronavirus in your community.
Don't go outside, even if you think you're fine.
Stay at least 6 feet away from other people. 2, arm's length.
2 arms.
Do not hug.
Don't shake hands.
Yeah, no touching for now.
Any avoidable trips, avoid.
Nope, not traveling anywhere.
Pick up food or get it delivered.
Staying home helps lower the risk for everyone.
Protect your life, protect your loved ones, and protect the world.
We can save lives, okay?
Stay at home.
Stay at home.
Stay at home.
That's the key.
Just because you're at home,
Doesn't mean that we can't be alone together.
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 Cool?
Well, hopefully we won't have to stay at home quite as much right now. I hope that's the case. Yeah, people starting to get out. I think we mentioned last show we got to go have lunch in Centennial a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was doing some traveling this week in Rock Springs. I kind of just did takeout. I didn't go to a restaurants or anything.
and
So
I
it's
think
kind of a mix.
You know what? I think there's still a lot of curbside pickup going on. I at least I saw it the other day when I was in town. Saw a lot
Yeah.
of curbside pickup lunch.
Yeah, that's what I
So,
did. Yeah.
so that's still. You know, I don't think you really thought about that before at your favorite restaurant to take takeout.
No. Yeah.
Now it's kind of like, yeah, that's cool. We can take takeout now.
Yeah.
So.
And I guess, I think I saw a note somewhere that at least the theaters in Cheyenne and Laramie are going to begin to open some with some social distancing. Did you see something about that? I thought one of the theater groups was going to go.
Well,
that.
I saw that YO Movies over here in Laramie is doing
Yeah.
private screenings.
Oh,
So
is that
for you and, I don't know,
Oh my
50
goodness.
of your friends, I don't know how many, I don't know what it is, but it's like a set price.
Yeah.
And you have the whole movie theater to your own group.
Oh, is that
They
what they're
provide
doing?
you popcorn and sodas and candy, and that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
creative. So it's like your own private screening, and they're doing, I guess you might have some movies to choose from, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's great. People are starting to, I know gyms have opened up some of those, and they're doing, like
Little
exercising in
dividers. Yeah.
squares and
Yeah.
different things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And really wiping down the equipment and all.
wiping down equipment
So.
and taking care of that and following those health guidances. So
We don't have a musical guest this week. We'll have one next
what
week.
happened?
Well, kind of fell through. I thought we
Oh.
had musical guests, but we're working on that. We'll try to get
Oh, okay.
some. But I thought we might do kind of a throwback video, and everybody's favorite is kind of Jelon Crosslin around the state, isn't it?
Yeah,
And this
yeah.
goes back. This is a video that goes back. This was at a festival with 2011, maybe even earlier than that. Might have been early 2000s even, of Jelon before he had facial hair. He's actually clean
What?
cut. But this is one of his favorites. Of course, Trailer Park Fire is a favorite of anybody that goes to any of his shows. So let's watch that real quick.
And Sherry, thank you so much for inviting me to town. I appreciate it. This is a good little party you put on for all of us. I was burning spiders with an aerosol can. Oh my, my, smell them tires. Someone save the baby, it's a trailer park fire. Where we gonna live, mama, where we gonna live? Storage shed on Cottonwood and Fifth, oh my, my. Smell them tires, someone save the baby, it's a trailer park fire. Well, we gotta get in there, kick down the door. Daddy left his Harley on the living room floor. Oh my, my, smell them tires, someone save the baby, it's a trailer park fire. Well, it's Sunday night, the fire hall's closed. Only hope now's if the waterbed blows. Oh my, my, smell them tires, someone say, baby, it's a trailer park fire. Thank you guys for coming to the program this evening and sticking around during the rain. This is the extended dance mix, don't worry. I'll save the crank. We'll meet out back by the propane tank. Oh my, my, smell them tires. Someone said, baby, it's a trailer park fire. Oh my, my, smell them tires. Someone said, baby, it's a trailer park fire. Oh my, my. Someone said, baby, it's a trailer park fire. Thank you, guys.
Just puts a smile on your face, doesn't it?
It really does. It's amazing. He knows how to pick. I will tell you, that's a
he's
good
won
example.
Some awards. For
Yeah,
that,
he won the Winfield, or he was second place at Winfield National Guitar Finger Picking Competition. That was a national one, and in Wyoming won the flat pick. Flat pick championship in '99.
Well, I never really thought about the banjo, but some of my favorite banjo, Steve Martin.
Oh yeah,
love
great,
Steve Martin. He's so good.
Yeah,
Jalon and Sharon Martinson.
Oh yeah, in Laramie. Yes.
Yeah, in Laramie. She just
Littlest Birds. We should
Littlest Birds.
We should have Sharon and Littlest Birds.
She has she has 3-4 different banjos that
yes.
she does. And I don't know. I mean, I always saw the banjo like the accordion, kind of. It's like, but I've really learned an appreciation for
Wasn't it
the
Steve
last
Martin
few
that
years.
said you can't have a sad song on a banjo?
Banjo, that's
can't,
right.
just
So
can't
you
do
can't
it. It's
do
a
it,
happy
so.
instrument.
So, yeah.
You
some
know,
of my
that's a good
favorites.
idea. We'll see if we can get Sharon Martinson of the Littlest Birds on next week. That would be kind of fun.
She'd be fun to have on.
We've got some other folks that are coming out with new music. We'll try and get them on also. And hopefully we'll continue our leadership series and talking to a lot of mayors around the state. We've got still a lot of mayors to talk to.
We do.
So hopefully we'll do that too. I think that's about it, Lynn. Do you have anything else we need to go through
I
today?
don't think so.
I think we've got just about everything. We appreciate everybody joining us here on WyomingLive.tv. And I guess we'll see you again next time.
Next Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
It's a lunch date.
If you haven't realized it, you can always catch archived videos of our programs that we've done on our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com and search for WyomingLive.tv and you'll see a list of all of them. Or you go to the website. What's our website?
I don't know. What is it?
WyomingLive.tv.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because that's the name of it. Yeah,
Sage the Greyhound
WyomingLive.tv.
is still asleep.
Sage is
She
still
hasn't
asleep?
moved.
Okay. That's amazing. She's been very good. She's just laying on the floor. What a good dog she is.
She is deep in sleep.
Well, everybody, have a wonderful Wednesday. We will see you again next Wednesday, 12 noon. Tell your friends about us. Share this because it is a Facebook video, so you can share it with folks you know and love. Or maybe share it with people you hate if you think it's really a bad show. Have a great day, everybody.